your host, Riri. I'd like to welcome you to another daily episode of Just a Little Late in Crypto. You're not too late, that's for sure. Today's discussion, we are going to take a look at what a project needs to do in order to list on an IDO and what kinds of things they should consider. And we're going to talk a little bit about what kind of guidance and resources are available for projects out there. So make sure to let your project owners know that we're going to give a lot of really useful information today on today's show. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. If anyone wants to do an IDO for a project, what are the factors that one needs to consider for selecting a Launchpad? So if somebody's going to select their Launchpad, what is the checklist that they need to create?
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I think projects have to I think you are asking about project side, right?
I'm sorry?
Are you asking about from project side that what should be criteria for selection of a launchpad or from a user's perspective?
From right now, from the project's perspective, if a project wants to perform an IDO, what kind of factors should they consider when they're going to select their Launchpad to launch their project? So not from the user perspective, but from the project perspective.
Okay, got it. So from project perspectives, as I told earlier, it's not about the finance and the fundraising part which they want to actually gather from the community in the public round, but it's a more about the recognition, the factor of like reaching to the more number of public and probably more of a marketing sites. So regarding the selection of a launchpad, it's more about the partners the launchpad have. So somewhat similar to the common advisor or the common kind of board members or common kind of the launchpad partners or common kind of other services partners, they somehow lead to a launchpad. I think from the project's perspective, it's more about the connections which you have in someone's like closer to the any other launchpad, rather than just selecting of a just basis on the on which launchpad you want to get listed. So it's a more of a connection point of view. I think personally, where can you get like your IDO hosted or something, and
Okay.
from marketing perspectives, how much easier it is, and how well you will be able to like grab the attention of the public in general, and how hype you will be able to make in order to have a good launch after just IDO when you hit the market.
Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. So it's a very marketing focused, very marketing centric. It really matters on the advisors, the board members, and the connections that you can form. And I guess it just comes down to it's who you know, not necessarily what you know. Everybody's got a good idea, but who do you know to get it out there? Who else has anything to add for if you're gonna advise a project on how to select a Launchpad, what would you tell them? What would you tell them to consider?
As per my opinion, there are many criteria which should be considered, how which kind of community is available and how huge that community is with any particular idea platform. Second thing, the past performance of that particular IDO, because that also matters. Why? Because obviously in the crypto market, hype word is somewhat hype word keeps some important in the particular space, because if there are good performance for the past IDO on that particular launchpad, then obviously people will be having some kind of hype in their mind that if this project is particularly coming on this IDEO platform, then it would be good. Okay. So even someone can get benefit of this kind of mentality of the people in the particular space. Second thing, uh, whatever the admins and moderators are available on that particular social media platforms like Telegram, how they are presenting the project to the community, how they are doing communications on the regular intervals about the project, and how they are providing step by step information for that particular IDO is also a most important and a crucial part. Because if that those informations are not conveyed properly, then it may happen that IDO could get fed in between, I mean, amongst the users. So these are the some factors or parameters I think should be considered.
That was a great summary. So the hype is definitely important. How they present the project to the community. Are they going to do any marketing for the project? Is the community a good match for the project? Because there's a lot of IDEO launch pads and there are a lot of different communities. They have different geolocations, different interests, etc. The communication about the project, and then making sure it's fair for the project users. Those are all really great points. Who else would like to add what is important for a project to look at when they are selecting their launchpad or launchpads?
One more factor I would like to add, like it could be the launchpad, the total market cap, or the like market cap of particular launchpad. In that way, if I'm saying like how much allocation a person will get in general, if a person if a person will get only $10 or $20 allocation, or even less than $500 allocation, then it's not a big problem for the from a project perspective, that no one is here have who have very well allocation and who can dump just after the market when it's multiple exchange. But rather than if a project is launching on Ethereum, then forget about like even $100 allocation peoples. But when even on the BSC or the Polygon ecosystem, even if it hits like 20x, few holders will understand like, oh, it's a peanut, not much for me, as there is $10 or $20 or $50 allocation, and out of which I'm getting right now only 20% allocation or something. And on that multiple exchange makes sense, good, but I could hold. So probably from if a user are getting like $100, sorry, $500 or $1,000 allocations, probably one would like to cash out more in rather than the person who have only $50 or $20 allocation. So probably from a project perspective, who wants to have a good like price action after the launch, probably will like to have a launch pad which usually gives lower allocation to all IDEO investors in general, just because of their guaranteed allocation system, and just because of their market cap are high. So not everybody will get like a huge allocation. So probably one factor this could be, apart from the factors like which I shared earlier and Vipul also mentioned.
Okay, so that was the total market cap makes the difference for the launchpad. Where would a user find that information? Where's the best resource for them to find the market cap of a specific launchpad that they're checking out?
That's the
The full
basic,
market
the
cap.
CoinGecko and coin market cap itself.
What did you say first?
That's the basic. They can all check it on the CoinGecko website, where, and also apart from that, they can also check on the BSC scan or the Ethereum scan, where they can put, just simply put the contract address, as well as they will find the market cap of the project, and the number of holders who are holding the token. So that's pretty easy. But yeah, the main point that the project hype, or you should say the project, should be the project which is based on the community itself, because the project only succeeds when they have a strong community. and to build a strong community is not an easy task. And we have just seen like a project from the YouTuber V Launch, which is the name of the YouTuber is like Crypto or Chris, and they have just recently able to create a great hype of their project because he has a successful YouTube channel around like maybe 5 or 600K YouTube followers or subscribers with him, and also have a huge Twitter fan base. So that could be a part of that. He also have good connections, as you earlier mentioned, that how would uh, someone know, or how someone would be able to get their ideas on the successful launch pads, or what would be the criteria? Because it's not an easy task. Rather, you have so much money, but if you are not in the industry for a time being, you didn't have any good connections, so it could be a difficult part, because there are already so many projects in the queue itself to get their ideas or IGOs, or like the platforms like CDFI, or if we talk about Gamify or Oxbow. So you need both a strong community as well as definitely like marketing team and good board advisors or members which are in the community, which are in the crypto field for a time being, so that they have good connections as well.
Most definitely. The network effect.
Exactly.
Okay. Anything else projects need to consider when they are selecting a launch pad or their launch pads? And
One factor could be the token lock for the liquidity purpose, or that particular project couldn't do a rug pull. That obviously increase the faith of the IDO participants, I mean the end users, because something like Starter is providing facility for the token lock liquidity, or which can be used against the rug pull by the project itself. So I think that could be also important factor for any IDO project, which should be considered while selecting the launchpad, because ultimately it will increase the faith of any end user in that project.
oh, most definitely.
I just
Good point.
remember one. I just remember one important point too. That
Mhm.
how the launchpad project, how the launchpads advertise the new project when they are launching, or whenever the project comes on an IDO, because there are some launchpad who work on marketing strategy very well. For example, whenever the new project is coming on their IDO platform itself, they like, we have a great project on coming, they tweet about it. They also share the notifications on Telegram announcement channels. But there are some projects like, they didn't give a shit about that. They just simply do a one single thing and didn't retweet about it, or making some gleam competitions for the community. So it's all about the marketing or hype, you could say, more or less about that, that how much they were gonna work on a single idea project, just to make sure that everybody knows in the market that this project is launching their idea on their platform. So they would definitely gonna work hard on the marketing side, in my perspective, so that it's not only the project's part to create hype or marketing activities, it's also a kind of like both mutual parties, that IDU platform also have to do some hard work so that the project could achieve what they are trying to do.
I have to say that that is absolutely critical in this in the space, that launch marketing can actually make or break you, and the best brands do huge launch marketing. I remember when Cardano ADA launched on KuCoin, and their community was rabidly supportive of them. They didn't really have to even spend any money on marketing. Their community was so rabidly on top of everything. They really had it together. And I think a lot of people underestimate the power of your community and your social media, because those are your actual fans. and your fans are who sell your idea to everybody. Now, the more fans you can create, the better you are.
Exactly, because every loyal fan is worth more than the every loyal fan is more than that you think. He can't be biased. Just like if you hires a person for like $100 a day or like 20 hours, you are getting him paid. He can't express his thoughts or his imaginations towards the project, or he can't make others to understand about the project rather than a loyal fan can do. So creating more loyal fans towards your project is the most difficult part, but is the best thing that can happen to your project. So that's that's the same. Yeah.
Okay. Any other things that a project needs to make sure that a Launchpad provides for them to have a successful relationship with the Launchpad? Those are some really good advice and points. I think we should definitely publish this along with a copy of this article. Let's see here. Let's switch gears now a little bit to which chains have the best IDO communities. Oh, that's going to be fun. Which chains have the best IDO communities?
I think there are leading smart chains which are which are Binance Smart Chain. Second one is Polygon, and third one is, I think, right now, I mean, sorry, Ethereum is the first one. I mean, major of the IDO launchpads were started on the Ethereum blockchain itself. Like one is right now, one is available on the Ethereum is Moonstarter. Okay, like if you are talk about BSC starter, I mean, earlier it was BSC starter. Later on, they moved to approximately 5 chains. So Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, and Polygon are the most famous blockchains, which have huge community regarding the IDO Launchpad.
So if you are talking about as of current scenario, Riri, you were asking about the blockchains that IDOs are generally happen as of now, na? So I would definitely say it could be like uh, Binance Smart Chain, the most obvious, because even if the project is on the Ethereum chain itself, they are uh, doing IDOs on Binance Smart Chain just to get the allocation at the cheaper rate, because one would not easily spend to $100 of fees just to get a $20 allocation. So in my knowledge, I would definitely say that as of now, Binance Smart Chain is the leading one, and I would say like 95% or maybe 98% of ideas at the happening of this time as of right now are only on Binance Smart Chain. Then the other players may came, but they are still, I think, far away, because Binance Smart Chain has like acquired all the IDOs participation as of right now. All of the IDOs are happening only on Binance Smart Chain, in my knowledge.
So as far I like my thoughts are like Binance Smart Chain is the leading one due to the multiple regions behind it. Like first of all, the community, the strong community Binance Smart Chain gained in like layer one and layer two, apart from Ethereum. So they were the first one to like boom like anything. Uh, Polygon is still slow a bit, more slower than the BSC. Sometimes they have so much network issues due to which it is lagging a bit. Other than that, there are Phantom, Avax chain, and these are now we have Solana. Some IDO launchpads are happening like based on Solana itself only, and but every project, but on successful launch, people prefer Ethereum just because of the Ethereum wells. So even for the projects who are going to do their like listing on the Uniswap, basically on Ethereum chain, are even getting their funds raised in Phantom or in AVAX, in Polygon, but majorly in BSC. So BSC fees are less, and mostly the contract and everything is smoother there. So everyone is more aware of that. Also, the uh, issues with the funds sending from the centralized exchanges to particularly wallets are more comfortable in like more accessible in terms of like in comparison to Polygon or Avex or any other chain. BSC is more popular and more accessible from all the, I think, major centralized exchanges. So that's the reason behind the major popularity of the Binance Smart Chain in ideal launchpad space. Even if you see that so many launchpads are there, most of them will be on the BSC. If you just uh, see, and probably starting from the BSC, if not right now, they are major focus on like shifted their focus from one chain to another chain, but their initial focus and their initial starting point will be on like Binance Smart Chain. So most of like 75% plus will have their base in Binance Smart Chain. Even if projects are raising initially in Ethereum chain or something, as Crypto Wale said that there will be huge gas cost, Ethereum gas fees in order to get some allocation. So they were like nothing useful for all, I think. Like even the user has to pay, IDO participant had to pay huge gas fees, and sometimes due to contract issues, even projects were failing. Even in first come first serve, people were losing money without even getting allocation. So that were the issues. So even engine starter were initially based on only on the base of Ethereum chain, but later on they switched to Binance Smart Chain. So similarly, if a project is not compatible with other blockchains, probably they're gonna raise their funds on the Binance Smart Chain and airdrop the launchpad, the IDO tokens on respective blockchain. For that's the procedure right now. Uh, Even IDO launchpads are following, and even uh, IDO investors are happy with that method. Not exactly with the like you pay on Ethereum chain and pay $50 gas fees or something like that. Even users will not be happy with that. Some launchpads like Starter have that. They have multiple chains facility where they can actually raise funds through that particular chain and claim and all functionality, but it's a waste of so much of gas fees plus so much of like movements of tokens in general.
Yeah, the gas fees are so significant. Vipul literally forgot about Ethereum. Just like blocked it out of his memory. And then as an afterthought was, oh yeah. And the first one in the history books, it was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ethereum
but
gas
still,
fees, it's killing itself, the platform, the Ethereum that we all love. The Ethereum gas fees, its own enemy for the Ethereum. So don't know what would gonna happen with Ethereum as of now. We were expecting to get lower gas fees with the current updates, but they are just getting pushed and pushed far away. The deadlines are not gonna meet it. So that's why they have set it for 2023. Let's see what's gonna happen.
Did you have something to add to that too, Vipul?
Uh, yes, I have to add something. Regarding the Ethereum gas fees, right?
Mhm.
Actually, they have just done the alter upgrade last month. Okay, but right now it will be working on as the off chain only. I mean, as the side chain only. So I think they have planned it to merge to the mainnet in the second quarter. I mean, in the second quarter of the 2022. So most probably, whatever I have understood that they are just doing a testing on the basis of the Altair upgrade, and once the developer found it suitable for the whole network, I think they will integrate with the mainnet of Ethereum. I mean, it will work as the layer two for the layer one blockchain of Ethereum.
Okay, that's a good update. So they're taking their time. Not everything can be like lightning, I guess. Especially when we're building a new financial framework for the whole world. Have some patience, Riri.
Yeah, they are giving this, we are giving this excuse for ourselves, but like Phantom doesn't gonna stop, or Solana already didn't stop. They have come over, they have taken over the act. and we everybody knows the Binance Smart Chains. They have already taken over all the Ethereum network that can be used. So let's see what's gonna happen. And apart from, also want to add live example of how the Ethereum based projects are just raising money on the Binance Smart Chain. A project named like Meta Brands, my current example, that gonna also come on Oxpool, and it's an Ethereum based project, but just for the convenience of their community, they are raising money on Binance Smart Chain, and they are also promising that they will come on Binance Smart Chain as well, on AVEX chain as well, Avalanche chain as well. So projects like these, they are also promising the facts that they will come on different chain, but the time, because everybody has its restraints. They were working on Ethereum chain itself. Then they came to know that they have the community have to pay huge Ethereum gas fees, that also killing the developer, because when they are testing it, they have to spend a lot of money on the gas fees itself. So these are the challenges that they have to face. So there are different approaches of projects. Some of them are lucky, or they have the developers that already working on different chains, because this is the future. uh, in future, we can't be depend on a single chain. We need multiple chains. So I think, let's see what gonna happen. The future would be the great, but may the best win, or maybe two or three computers. Like we have Android as well as iOS, so not a single product could lead the market. It needs at least two. So let's see.
Yeah, I would like to add just like from like users perspective, launching on Ethereum chain is not good for all like users, but there are ways who can actually keep the prices up on Ethereum chain. So projects wanna get their token listed on Ethereum chain so that they can get the good money and good price action probably on Ethereum chain just because of the like larger size buy and sell happening on that chain. And regarding like I just want to comment and correct my colleague, like crypto Alice said, like testing. So project testing can be done on the testnet, and usually it happens only on testnet, which doesn't require actual gas fees to be paid in Ethereum and actually any dollar to be paid. So just as a correction. And apart from that, I personally feel like even the projects have to move to other chains in order to like fulfill the demands of the community, and in order to support that, so there are so many holders and possibly so many actions trading happening trading activity happening on like in their tokens. So probably for a good support and from a user's perspective, it's better to get listed on another chain and other chains where the fees are less and probably people can trade easily.
I completely agree with the point what have said by the trading star that testing can be done on the testnet. Like right now, ZK Sync, which is in the primary stage, it is also providing to test their platform, which is also on the Ethereum chain. But you can get the forfeit token and you can test that particular swap and all that. So that's totally correct.
Yeah, ZK Sync is a great project. I have personally used that, and uh, I was I have able to complete 20-25 transactions in a single time. 20 different transactions at a single time, and they were on Ethereum chain, but I have just to pay like 70 or $80 fees for 20 to 30 transactions. Just imagine that this project could be a great. And thank you for correcting me that I have said that they have to pay huge gas fees for the, like, on the testnet. That doesn't require. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. I've got a whole bunch of audience questions. Let's go ahead and answer a couple of those now. Um, can a project launch its IDO on more than one launchpad?
Yes, it's quite possible, and it's actually happening. Like if we consider the latest one, Soul Chicks, which is the first NFT, I mean, which is the
The
most hyped project on the Solana.
exactly.
They have launched their, I mean, IDO on approximately, I mean, not approximately, it is confirmed that they used 30 platforms, 30 IDO platforms.
30 plus, it's 37, I
So
think, to
that
be
is the
exact.
history, I think. Guinness Book of World Records should mention it.
Wow. So not only just one, but we have one that's reported to be up to 37 different launch pads. That's crazy.
30.
Yeah,
Wow.
more than 30, yeah.
And in general, many of the IDOs will gets launched on the 3 to 6 platforms usually. It is a normal case. 3 to 6 platforms is a normal.
3 to 6 is standard.
Yes, exactly.
Does more marketing require more budget?
I really don't think so, because most of the game is happening on the social media nowadays. And if there is a person who is great expertise, who has great expertise in the particular marketing skill, and he is a part of that particular project, I mean, he is into the team of that project, then obviously that would not affect the budget of the budget for marketing particularly. So it may vary, or according to the availability of the person and how they are doing their how they are putting their efforts for that particular project from the team itself. So sometimes it can be a costly if they are relying on the particular agency. Okay, otherwise it can be managed.
Does anybody else have uh anything else to say about marketing? Does more marketing require more budget? So like if you're going to market on 3 to 6 launch pads versus 30, surely you don't have the same budget. There has to be some kind of difference between a standard and an over the top crazy town.
I think launching on the 30 ID Launchpad itself is a huge marketing. So no budget, so not greater budget required for that particular idea.
So true, so true.
How do launch pads decide which chains to use?
You just asked that how ideal launchpad decide which chains they should support, right?
Yeah, I think so. It's a question from the audience.
Obviously it depends on the requirement of the ideas coming on the particular platform. I mean, if more ideas started to come in future on the Avalanche blockchain, okay, compared to Binance Smart Chain or Phantom or Polygon, obviously I mean, there is a significant increase. I mean, I am not talking about that Avalanche blockchain will exceed that idea is happening on the Binance Smart Chain or Polygon. But if there is a significant increase in the Avalanche blockchain in future, obviously many of the launch pairs will also add up to the Avalanche blockchain. So
Oh no. Did we lost him?
sorry, I just
That's
got a
okay.
call.
Welcome back.
So mainly it depends on the requirement and the demand of the market.
I would like, I didn't know the exact answer of this, that how to use the chain is the main concern. You are asking about the, on the, like, on the project main chain, or on the chain that they have to choose for the IDO itself. For
Well,
example, for the IDO itself, they would, I like, everybody thinks that the Binance Smart Chain BSC is the one of the most easiest accessible chain, that so that anyone can perform the transaction on it and get the participated in the IDO. And if you are asking about which chain they should project, which chain they should use to build their project, I think it's more of like, more of the side on the developer side, that which chain they believe that they could work easily and could be the futuristic that gonna change the world. So that's my answer on this.
okay. I don't get the difference among the different smart chains. Can you break down basic differences between the major smart chains or the major blockchains that they're the second layers?
Sorry, can you please repeat?
Yeah. The user writes in, I don't get the difference among the different smart chains. So the difference between like the Ethereum network, the Polygon network, the Solana network, like what's the major differences between them?
Solana itself, if I'm not wrong, Solana itself is a layer 1 blockchain, while Ethereum is the layer 1, and Polygon is a layer 2 blockchain, which is built basically on the Ethereum only, but it has a layer 2. And I'm not aware about the how actually Polygon works as a layer 2, but yes, that is basically built on the Ethereum itself, which has overcome the limitations of the Ethereum in terms of scaling. So Ethereum, when there is a scalability issue with the Ethereum, like it can process 7 to 15 transactions per second, I think Polygon is able to perform like 30,000 transactions per second. I think so. And that's how Polygon is superior to Ethereum blockchain.
In the terms of TPS, in the
Yes,
terms of
TPS,
transaction.
obviously,
Yeah.
because scalability matters for the low gas fees,
Yeah.
because it
And
avoids the congestion, and that's how they can lower the gas fees.
and Solana have also surpassed that, able to surpass that.
Yes.
I think its TPS is around like 300 TP 300,000 or something like that. Although
Obviously, but the practical achievement is like maximum
65,000,
50,000.
64,000 I think that I have heard, because I do personally use Phantom wallet for so many Solana based blockchain transactions, and very few of a time, but sometimes, like maybe a couple of times, I have done the transaction, and that can't be explained, that the speed of the transaction was just like mind boggling. I think like my bank account, or like bank account even doesn't work that, but that have happened only like maybe 2 or 3 times, because when I sent someone my Solana tokens to another of my friend, he said, just press send on it, and I was also with the call on him, and he said I received, like I have just sent it, because it was just scrolling on my screen, but he received the tokens already. So that was like mind boggling for me, that how is that possible, but that happens only maybe once or twice. So I would believe that if this could be achieved in real time in near future, Solana would definitely gonna win the game.
Phantom can be a huge chain in future, because it is it is awesome in terms of finality.
They are also doing great job, much appreciated. You please continue.
Finality is that word that particularly which describes the when that particular transaction will be irreversible or immutable in any manner. So if you compare it with the Bitcoin, then obviously that particular transaction finality will take around 30 to 60 minutes, because as per its mechanism, whatever the Bitcoin blockchain follows, that to confirm the transaction and to make it irreversible, there should be some blocks formed on the previous block. So it will take around 30 to 60 minutes. With Ethereum, it could be 5 to 10 minutes, but with the Phantom chain, it will take only 1 to 2 seconds to prove that yes, the transaction is final, and now it is irreversible or immutable. That finality is so fast, and that's how Phantom chain is great. For the upcoming, in future, Phantom chain will do a great job.
Okay, thanks for sharing that. Let's go ahead and switch gears back again to our IDO Launchpads. And when a project is going to launch on an IDO Launchpad, what type of guidance and what type of resources, as far as digital incubation services or other services that are important, do Launchpads provide to the projects?
Sorry, but I am little bit unaware about this, so I think some expert can throw some light. Like it could be a trading star.
Your turn to take notes with me.
Yeah, please. I mean, we are aware
We
that
would love to
you.
know from you because we didn't have any expertise on this, and it would be so much great, like it would be knowledgeable for us that if you tell us about something like that. And also repeat the question because the question was tough for us.
Yeah, the question is a mouthful. What type of guidance? In fact, let's break it down a little bit. What type of guidance is provided to projects from a Launchpad? So if a project goes to a Launchpad in a very early stage and they need help, what kind of guidance can a Launchpad give a project? And how early can a project really approach a Launchpad?
Okay. So I really don't think, it's just my opinion that because we are as of now in the era of the like one and on the multiple projects and listing and so many various launchpads. So I really don't think believe that projects can initially approach at their initial stage and just go through the launchpad, because I think that's not their job to understand or make them understand that how the things gonna work. They should have already done their homework and their basic requirements. It's just my opinion, but I would love to know what's your knowledge about this.
Well, from what I understand, before you can approach a Launchpad, you need to have completed at least some fundraising or private sale on your own to show that you can raise at least money from your private network with your idea. So if the Launchpad sees that your private network, regardless of the size, is buying into your idea, then they will consider working with you. So that's when you can determine what size project you're going to be, etc. And once you start sale, I think that's the point where a project can go to a Launchpad and start negotiating their fundraising. And we've talked about earlier that that projects would go to between 3 to 6 different Launchpads as a standard. They go there, and some Launchpads offer incubation services, some do not. So the earlier your project goes into an incubation process, that's when they are going to help you with how to build your community by doing cross marketing efforts. Maybe they're going to teach you how to do airdrops. Maybe they're going to teach you basics on social media. There are a lot of project teams that have brilliant developers and brilliant CEOs and brilliant operations guys that really don't know anything about marketing. And you guys, I think, really hit it on the head earlier when you talk about marketing being a core tenet of the Launchpad. And I think there are steps to it as well. And I think different Launchpads are going to be suited to different stages of your project. And you should always look to be getting onto one of the bigger ones to help you with your credibility. But there's nothing wrong with starting with some of the smaller ones to get your traction going.
Okay. Now, I do understand about that. You have then you said that the private allocations that they have already able to raise the money on their idea, and I completely agree with that if someone is not even able to believe in you in the very first time, why are you coming directly to the IDEO platforms, na? So I do understand about this, and I completely agree with you that someone has to first buy their idea and then only come up at the idea stage. And also the marketing part, that uh, people are geniuses. They have made the product so well or made the item so well, but they are still completely noobs at the marketing part. So maybe there is a possibility that if there are some good idea launchpads that help the project and make them understand that what should be done, it's a great community work they are doing for the projects itself.
Certainly. And the most successful launch pads do all those services. The most successful ones, the larger ones, have a list of services and they want projects at all stages. I've seen some launch pads advertise that they do want your idea ASAP because they would like to capitalize on it. Some launch pads will invest in you right away and you don't have to have seed money. It depends on how well you can show market fit, I think, also for your idea and how unique it might be.
Yeah, the core team is the main partner. So if they were able to explain the idea so well, because I have heard someone that if you can make your understand idea to a like 8-year-old kid, and that would be a great idea, because if he can't understand, maybe your idea needs some more improvement. Maybe that's not here in the case of crypto, but it should be more or less that the idea should be simple and could be understand by uh, any normal person within a few seconds or minutes.
I
Uh,
offer a test to my clients where I will go over their idea with my 11-year-old in our English class. If I can't explain it to him, you fail.
No.
I think there should be a complexity if idea is something innovative or is being taken in the market for the first time. So it may happen that whenever the synthetic products were come for the first time, I mean in the crypto space, obviously there could be a turmoil. I mean in the past that how this is going to happen and all that. But it worked when yield farming was launched for the first time. It was the innovation in the particular crypto space. So I think many were not able to understand that particular idea. So it could be a complicated sometime, but if it seems real, not real, if it seems like practical, then obviously market will adapt it.
Someone has to take the risks, but they would also be the first. They would also be have the advantages of the first movers, na? So that could be a thing. Yeah, the first mover always have a advantage, but they should have bigger guts to step on and take the bigger risks.
Well, yeah, and especially with yield farming where they had those diminishing returns, if you did jump at the beginning, you could have gotten huge
Exactly.
returns back.
And they only just left for few seconds or a couple of minutes.
hmm And some of those concepts are not easy. I mean, I remember opening up one DeFi project's white paper, and it was 50,000 words written by accountants. And they were talking about optimization and amplification of your yield positions through arbitrage. Arbitrage bots that would do it automatically for you. And they had all the math formulas in this thing. And it took me an entire week to write a 1,000 word summary of what this project was. I think it took 3 days just to read the white paper.
Obviously, it will take some time to understand the things. I mean, and we should provide the proper time before investing in that particular project.
For sure. For sure. And now how about resources? What kind of resources do you think a Launchpad should provide to a project? So we've talked about some guidance, but what about actual hard resources?
Really not sure about this question. I mean,
You have to enlighten us about this. because I think the resources would be more of on kind of like service side, because they have to put their time regarding about that they could give the workspace or something like that. I think the project would already have that. They didn't have the proper expertise or proper knowledge, uh, s- yeah, the proper expertise and the proper knowledge they wouldn't have. So the launchpad would, if they help, as you mentioned earlier, that they could provide services or they could provide the expertise, the knowledge. For example, in the case of marketing, they can provide the expertise on how to market their product or how to market their idea. So that would be a part that I would like to mention.
Oh, I think that's a very good point.
Yeah.
The resources I think can vary widely, depending on what they do need. You did mention like workspace and advisory services, and
Mm-hmm.
that type of stuff is perfect, especially because we're so decentralized now. We co-working space, etc. A little hard with COVID, but yeah, I think it varies. I think it varies a lot in between the what the project actually needs. Marketing services seem to be a huge one though, and there's three basic ways to market in crypto that are semi-effective. It's social media, influencers, and PRs. And then you follow all those up with email funnels and whatnot. But those are your three big ones. So if they have a large social media reach, it's very useful. If they have influencers, very useful. Or if they have ins on publications, PRs, good news outlets, it's that's the trifecta for judging marketing for crypto anymore.
Yeah,
You
and
can't just pay to have your traffic delivered. Google won't have it.
exactly. And they should also consider that their audience, because I think the crypto audience would much beyond, like there are few platforms like Twitter, Telegram, Discord, and YouTube too. So doing the marketing part is a, and to choose that where have to go guerrilla marketing or something like that for their product, because they are using all of the platforms. Because when I see some of the Gleam competitions, the product for uses for marketing, they go over every project that they, every platform they use. They want to use Facebook, they want to use Twitter, they want to use Telegram, Medium, Reddit, every other platform. Because like I didn't understand that it should be a good thing or a bad thing, but they should more focus on where the initial project, initial audience they have, the community where they engage the most. If they are engaging on the Twitter itself the most, or the Discord itself the most, they should be more focus on that that platform itself, so that they could engage more of their friends and family members on that platform.
Most definitely. The and I highly recommend getting one platform going solid and then branching out to other ones. Don't do too many at one time and focus where your audience is at. And the geolocations and then retargeting of your same audience is really critical. It takes people on average 7 times to see a brand before they will actually interact with it. So the repetition seems boring and seems redundant, especially to CEOs who have been knee deep in their project for 2 years and they just don't understand why everyone doesn't know everything that they know about it. And it's like, well, yeah, but you're
Great
just
point, great point.
introducing it right now.
Exactly, great point.
They're
Even my
not
dad
in your
spoke on.
head. They're not, but we're gonna get there. We're gonna get in their heads. Don't you worry. And
Sure, for sure.
it's like a big data transfer marketing. It really is. You know, the brilliant ideas of the CEO into the hands of the consumer.
Yeah, the idea should be like uh, as you said, that the developers, the project managers know about the idea, but to make them understand, to make them believable that this can be done, or they have a vision, or they have done the hard work, no one's going to believe unless and until uh, they can see through that their eyes. So it's a really difficult part. But if someone is able to do that, as you said, they have created their loyal fans, and there some of the work pressure has been reduced of marketing because the loyal fans gonna do for them.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you do that with content. Got to communicate with them.
Yeah, for example, I have seen the projects. Recent example could be seen that the monkey ball, that people have their changed their DPs on or Twitter profiles as monkeys. So this could be seen that and there are different projects that run through different campaigns just to change their Twitter profiles, so that and everybody can talk. So these are the few examples that change marketing for and take it to the whole different level. So
Mm-hmm.
it depends upon the project to project that they want to do same with their project or not. So it could be one of the approach that one could use or not. All it Although it depends upon the marketing team or the developers side that
Mm-hmm.
they want to do this or not. So I just want to mention that this is also happening in this space as of right now.
I've got an interesting question from the audience. Why
Mhm.
are meme coins called meme coins? Is it because of the absence of any smart chains and irregular supply? Oh, anybody have any comments on why meme coins are called meme coins? We can clear that up.
Yeah, you have answered your question itself that because of their irregular and the hefty supply, that they have not a specific supply, or like billions of supply or trillions of coins are in supply, and they doesn't have any kind of some special use cases, or they are not come here for a problem to solve for the near future. They are just exists, or some we didn't even know that how many projects have been just dumped, like completely dumped, and everybody loses their funds because we are in good space, but the people who are new here, and they everybody heard about some babies, some dolls, some not the dolls, the people gonna go get mad, but some baby dolls or something like stuff like that. And just because that its values is like 0.00001 dollar, and they think that that gonna multiply by thousands of x, so they could make a huge amount of money, they could achieve whatever they have dreamed of. But
Billions and billions.
billion, yeah, exactly, because they think that they have found the gem, and not anyone in the crypto space has been able to explore that, and and they gonna do heavy on that project. Or there are some different kind of approaches now. One of the individual thought that just invest $10 or $100 or whatever the risk capacity for his gambling side towards any project, so he's going to invest for that, and someone would go heavy on that. So at that point of time, the project maybe initially do have some market capital for some few $100,000, or maybe even able to achieve $1 million. But that projects are always risky because nobody's gonna know that what could happen next with that project, because these are completely in the hand of very few peoples, and they can turn the table at any point of time and make you gonna feel sorry for the whole life that you made stupid decisions, and then you wanna call that crypto is shit and crypto is not good. Not good is your research, not the crypto.
Hard to swallow pills.
No, no, we all love Dogecoins. At the beginning of the year, just open to yourself that we also think that Dogecoin is not gonna be a thing. But how Elon Musk changed everybody's perspective, and his constant tweets against, like tweets in the manner or in the way for the Dogecoin itself, that everybody get to know that Elon Musk doesn't gonna leave Dogecoins. Even he accept that he holds Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as some Doge. So what do you want more from that? So that coins are here gonna exist, either we like it or not. We should welcome the people who are coming through uh, the meme coins, because it's our duty to educate them that these are the coins. It's okay that you come into this space, because either or eventually you are gonna come to the space. It's better that you came earlier rather than
Every
you
army
come.
has a banner.
Exactly,
Every army has some entertainment. So
exactly.
we
When
got to.
people are lashing out on Elon Musk just because or every individual who were a Dogecoin supporter, right? It's our duty that we should let them educate. That just Google the top Dogecoin wallet holders. You could see that the top few wallets, like top 3, 5, or 10 wallets, are holding the 30% of the Dogecoin supply itself, or like 70% supply of itself. So it's our duty now.
For sure. Okay, that's another episode of A Little Late to Crypto. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight, and we'll see you again tomorrow, same time. Talk to you later. Bye bye.
Bye bye, Randy. Bye bye. Okay.